We are on. Let's do this
So, welcome back to Unlocked,
and unlearn
where we unlock the truth.
and unlearn the lies.
So, it's been a while, has it not?
Yeah, we kind of life had kicked our butts for a
Life happens, but
couple
we're
of
we're
weeks.
back,
Yeah,
and we have opinions and thoughts. So we figured we come share them with you.
you guys and see what you have to say about this.
Yeah. So, what's the hot topic of the day?
Anything for movie in America,
Mm-hmm.
The Deliverance by the wonderful Mr. Lee Daniels.
To watch or not to watch?
That
That
is
is
the
the question.
question. So let's get started with that.
All right. So look, we're gonna make quick work of this because this movie's been out for how long? About a week? Maybe two?
Maybe 2 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks. But I mean the firestorm, oh, I had wrinkles in my forehead. The firestorm around this movie has been a lot. People have very strong opinions about it, as do we. So we're going to share those today. So, not fun fact, but yes, we're going to admit, no, we have not watched the movie.
Opted not to watch it.
We are coming from the perspective of people who have heard about it, maybe saw a trailer and decided that movie's not for me. And we have strong opinions in reference to if it is something that professing Christians should actually watch or entertain. So let's dig deep. We have this movie called The Deliverance, and it's supposedly based
Based
on
on
a
a true
true
story.
story that happened in 2011. However, things have come out since that is leaning toward the fact that it could actually just be marketing and it really didn't happen. There are people who lived in the area that this was supposed to have occurred in who says they never heard this story before. There's been YouTubers who have done like the Zillow map search and found that the place where this house was supposedly you know to have been, there's nothing there but a tree and an empty lot. So whether it was based on a true story or if it is just something that all a part of the storyline and it's not a true story, it's just plain old movie, it still needs to be discussed and thought about
Yes.
if this is something that you need to watch. And everyone has to make their own decision for themselves. I'm saying what I'm going to do. As for me in my house, we going to skip it. But if you choose to watch it, that's, your prerogative. Um, I come from the standpoint of um, Christians were never meant to know evil, right? Because God is goodness, right? And evil is from definitely from Satan. So I'm not entertained by evil things. And I don't I especially am not entertained by things that are bordering on the demonic. I don't find, I mean, we've had movies already like Poltergeist.
Poltergeist is, yeah.
And what's the other one? The Exorcist.
The
I bel
Conjuring.
I've never watched The Conjuring.
Now, I will say this as a movie buff. I love movies. And I remember when we were younger, well, a lot of people did it when you were younger. You used to watch Freddy Krueger and Jason and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's before the mindset of a person to make movies like that. You can't be in your right state of mind or be somebody who says that you love Christ to come up with that type of gore or that type of murder kill mentality unless that is something that's already in you. So I remember the last horror movie I went to see in the movies, and it was Annabelle. Me and my daughter went. And against
Mm-mm.
my better judgment, I'm not gonna lie. Before we went, I was actually looking at the trailers, and they were interviewing people, telling them like, "Yo, if y'all come and see this movie is like really scary. Like you can actually feel like a evil presence in the movie theater." So I'm like, they just making that stuff up. It ain't that bad. So me and her, we went to go see the movie. And if anybody has seen Annabelle, there's a part in the movie where there's an actual scene where the demon is like crawling across the roof or the ceiling of the apartment or the house or whatever they were in. And right then, I felt that evilness coming from that movie. And I made myself a promise. I ain't watching nothing like that no more. Even my daughter, she said, "Ma, I don't even want to sit here and watch the rest of it." So we left.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally experiencing that, I just opted not to watch it because I saw the trailer
Mm-hmm.
for it on Netflix like everybody else, and I was like, don't think that's something that I want to watch. I don't think that's something that I want to let my kids look at. I don't let them look at scary movies anyway. But it was just the presence even coming from the trailer was like, yeah, you might not want to turn that on. You might not want to watch that. So I just decided not to. But I have listened to different opinions. And it's like some people who you said they're Christians, they were like, before I watched it, I had already heard the voice of God tell me not to do it, but I did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And even a pastor, a prophetess, if anybody knows Tiffany Montgomery, she's very opinionated, and she said against her better judgment, she watched the movie.
I,
And she said God told her not to watch it, and she did it. So that was
I
like,
don't think we should be quoting her though.
I'm not saying I'm quoting
She
her,
got other
but
issues.
it's just like, yo, if you said you knew you wasn't supposed to and you did it
Mm-hmm.
anyway, it's like, come on, man. It's like I like to be entertained. I like to watch movies. It's just certain things I just don't choose to have in my space. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to have it on my mind because believe it or not, those things manifest because it's putting fear in you. And the Bible clearly says God did not give us the spirit of fear. So if He didn't give us the spirit to fear anything, why am I going to watch something that is deliberately trying to scare me?
Mm-hmm. I'm about to sound like a complete hypocrite right here, right? So hey, whatever. But I put Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, those types of movies in a totally different box than I would put a movie like The Deliverance, The Conjuring, and those things. And the
I
reason
agree.
the reason why I say that is because these are fictive.
Fictitious
I mean, the
character.
movies are fictitious.
Yeah,
All the movies are fictitious, but these, Freddy, Jason, whatever, they're fictitious characters, and it's slasher movies, but it's not possession movies. It's not something that is, see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I can get with
Something
that.
that you're gonna take into your body type, you know, that I don't know. I guess that's the best way for me to describe it. It's different to me. I don't like any scary movie. Let me just put it like that. But I will
Sure.
be honest and say that I have watched Friday the 13th movies. I've watched um
She halfway watched Scream. She covered her eyes up
but
the whole
but but
time we
Scream,
watched it.
even Scream, that wasn't even scary. That was thrillerish, and like I said,
Yeah.
it was slasher. But the demonic realm is different to me, even though all of it is bad, right? But it's just something about.
it's different because
possession, and because all of those things, that's just a whole different realm for me. And again, while I have watched some of those other scary movies, I don't think that I would watch them now. Or better yet, let's take the early Friday the 13th movies. And then, so it's like you could watch those back now and see where, well, that was a dummy,
yeah, the progression of it has
or that wasn't even a real, that
a
wasn't a
real
real
person.
person. That was a double or something. So it's like so it makes it a little bit laughable. But that, to me, there's nothing funny or laughable about demon possession. It's
No,
just not. So,
because that I agree that you can say that the movie is different from like watching Freddy Krueger, Jason, and stuff like that. Because in this particular movie that we're talking about, the mom and her kids were actually they actually had actual demons like taking over their body and making them do things that they wouldn't normally do, versus Jason is the one who walking super slow chasing everybody and killing them and whatnot. Freddy Krueger, he getting everybody in their sleep.
in this sleep.
And
Mhm.
like I said, it's just a fictitious character, but this is something that people actually go through. People actually have demons that operate in them. And we've seen it firsthand for ourselves.
Mm.
Somebody being possessed by a demon. So some people don't think that, oh, you can't be possessed by watching a movie. Like you can't open any type of demonic doors or what like that into your life. But that's not true, man, because even though something doesn't happen right then, that don't mean it won't manifest years later in your life. It might not be you, it might be your kids.
You just don't want
It's
that
just
in your
you
life.
just don't
Why
want that.
why would you want to be? Why would you
Yeah, why would
want
you
to
want
be
that
afraid?
darkness on
We're
you?
coming upon what's that?
Halloween.
Halloween. We're coming upon it, and people, they like the spooky. But why? Why do you want to have that feeling? That feeling is unnatural. It's foreign to us. We weren't created to know that feeling at all. Okay, we know that feeling because evil entered the world, but we're not. That's just not our nature. So it's like, why would we want to feel that? Why would we want to feel bad? I mean, I don't like having nightmares, and that's the reason why I stopped watching such scary things is because I don't like to have dream about it later on. If you've never had to deal with having really bad nightmares, if you never had to deal with
Or with something they call sleep paralysis.
sleep
That's
paralysis,
not what it is.
if you've never had to deal with that, then you might not see the reason why you don't want to put those things into your life. But there's just no reason for that. It's like, I want peace. I want happiness. I don't want to um, you know, dwell in those things. So yeah, that's why it's just not for me. I can't tell nobody else what to do. But my
Certainly not.
thing is, that's not something that I want to put in my spirit.
And pay attention to like the movie itself. Children are easy targets for demonic possession because they're innocent, they're defenseless, and it's just easy for those type of spirits to attach to them. So it's it's better to be mindful of what you let your kids watch, and even be careful of what you let them listen to, because it's not just movies that this can happen with. Some of the rap songs that some of the children listen to, they really shouldn't be listening to that stuff, because listen to what they're saying in the songs. And they
Mm-hmm.
keep listening to that repetitively, listening over and over and over and over again. that stuff it gets into you. It,
even
it
even
sticks into your mind.
even some of the cartoons are violent, right?
Yeah.
Our kids are the way they are because of all the things that they take in, that we allow them to take in. So we need to be mindful of those things. But I wanted to kind of move on to the idea of, well, because as Black people, African Americans, we don't have a lot of horror movies that we are the producers or writers of. We there's a few, but not very many. And so it's like, well, it's a Black director, and all these Black actors were employed, and we should support it just because it's Black. Look, I want us to get over that, because I'm gonna say it. Just because it's
Just
Black,
because it's
don't
black.
mean it's right.
Exactly. And
I draw the
that's
line.
true.
Excuse me, on that one, because if it's something that's a detriment to you, why are we going to support it just because it's Black? It's still not right, or in my opinion, it's still not right for me. So I don't think that we should look at it. Wonderful, Black actors are being employed. Wonderful, it was a Black director. But so what? So what? At this point, so what? Just be So if it was a Black person that was promoting something that was something else that was detrimental, like maybe they were supporting drugs or something, you see what I'm
Trafficking or
saying? Or
something like that.
something
Just
something else
something
that's
crazy.
detrimental. If they were presenting that to you, would you support it just because it was Black? No. So same way with this movie, same way with music, same way with everything. Just because it is us don't mean it is for us. That's why everybody has a choice on what they can and cannot do, what they can and cannot watch. It's your choice, but we don't have an obligation to support something that is not well meaning for us, in our own opinions.
And I would say this because a lot of people are kind of, it's almost like a divide with, oh man, you can't even support the black man because he's doing something outside of himself. Okay, I get that he wanted to do something different other than, movies like The Butler and Precious and stuff like that. I understand that part. But even Lee Daniels himself said that he really didn't even want to do this movie. And I'm still kind of trying to understand, like, what made him go through with it to go ahead and produce the movie, because he said this story came to him about 10 years ago. He didn't just come across this script. He said he'd been sitting on it for a while, and then all of a sudden, then he just decided that he just wanted to do it. Okay, so now he's done that movie, so everybody's like, "Oh well, he just wanted to get out of the norm, and he just wanted to get out of it. Why don't we just support it and just do it?"
Mm-mm.
No, I would rather you have done another Butler movie or another Precious type movie. You could have just did something that was just exceeding Precious or exceeding the Butler, and I'm sure you still would have got the same support. Other than the other crazy people that think, oh no, 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 this is the route he should have taken. I don't think this was a route he should have taken. I feel like if you know your lane, stick to your lane. People are still going to support you. People are still going to love what you do. You don't have to switch your horse in the middle of the race to try to continue to get people to love what you do. If you already know what you, Tyler Perry don't he don't shy away from his script.
We shouldn't be quoting him neither.
I say he don't shy away from what he do.
But he needs to switch it up. But that's a whole nother conversation.
You right. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say this. Look, if what all the actors and the producer was saying about the weird things, the demonic activity that was around this movie set, or that was happening to different people in the that were in the movie, if that were true, all the things they said, that movie wouldn't have got finished because at that point it was time to walk away. It
Yeah.
was time when your family starts to be affected by certain things. It's time to
That
walk
mean that's
away.
not for you.
It's not worth it. There's clearly something was wrong, but I don't know if that was promotion or if those things really did happen because we don't know if this is a true story or not. But here's the thing: whether it is true or whether it's not, why take the chance?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
take the chance? If it was true, why take the chance? If it's not, you didn't miss nothing. I'm cool. There's plenty of things for me to watch too on TV and the movies that I don't have to spend my time on that particular movie because that content is just not for me.
Not at all.
Not as a Christian. It's not. I don't agree with it.
And trust, we're not telling, again, we're not telling anybody what to do or not to do. These are clearly our opinions. This is how we feel about it. Now, I have heard some people who are Christians or people who are non Christians say, well, if you have God in you, you can watch this stuff and you wouldn't be inhibited by any demonic spirits.
And that's cool.
That's what you believe.
I don't want to watch it.
That's what you believe.
And it could be true. I
I'm
don't
not.
know, but
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna.
find
I'm not
out.
gonna find out.
I'm not
I'm
willing
not gonna find out.
to take that chance in finding out
It's not.
because
It's not worth it enough.
when you play with Satan's devices, guess what? He start playing back with you too.
My thing is,
I don't want to play with it.
watching this movie. What is it going to add to my life? I mean, because it's not going to entertain me because that's not my kind of entertainment.
No,
So, what will watching this movie do for me? Nothing. So, I'm not missing anything by not going to watch it. I'm not going to tell anybody else don't watch it because guess what? God gives you free will. So, if you decide that you want to go down that road and watch the movie, then that's up to you. I know I'm gonna take myself to the movie theater and watch something, that gives me shiny, happy feelings like The Forge. That's what I'm gonna go see because I don't want to see anything like that. That's not. There's no positivity for
should we
for
speak
me.
on the Forge? I think we should watch that and we should
I
speak
think we
about that.
should. That's
I
good.
think
That's
that
good
would be a
stuff
good.
right there.
I think that would be a good
But
movie to
even
talk
if
about.
even if that movie wasn't out, still, I'm just that's just not. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. I don't understand what. I don't even understand why there's such a big discussion about the movie because my thing is if you as a Christian want to take yourself to see that movie, that is your choice.
I really
And
think
whatever repercussions come from that movie is just what it is. If there are any,
I
there might
really
not be
think
none.
the reason why it's a big stink about it is because there have been people who like us, people who are pastors and people who are, you know, they hear from God and they've said verbally, God specifically told me not to watch this because this is a movie that can open portals in your house for
Well,
demonic activity. And you have the naysayers that don't, like I said, they don't believe that, oh, by me watching this movie is not going to cause this, blah, blah, blah. Y'all are being super Christians. Well, if you are worried about this movie, what about all of the other bad movies that came before that? Just like we were saying, it's a different category between watching something that shows people who are actually being possessed by demons and watching Freddy Krueger or watching Scream. These are characters that these people made up, not taken away from what goes on in the movies. These are slasher movies, but it's a difference because these are actual spirits. These are real. Rather you want to believe that demons or bad spirits exist, there are people who can let you know that they have had demon possession before.
well, now wait now. Okay, we said that they were different, but not necessarily so, because okay, so we know that people do some there are some people out here that do bad things, right? So there are really people who are murderers, slashers, things such as that. But okay, those characters, Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, of course they were possessed by some evil spirit that caused them to do the
True.
things
You're
that
right.
they were doing,
That's true.
right? They weren't just naturally that way. There was some
Yeah.
evil that was linked to that. So like I said, I know it sounds like we're
Excuse me.
super, or I'm a super hypocrite because I would, well, not I would, because I wouldn't right now, but I have watched those things previously in my unsaved years, I'll say.
It's a matter
But
of when you know better, you
do
do better.
better.
That's just what it boils down to. If
I'm just all about
you
happy right now.
if
I don't
you
want to.
read the Bible, I don't think I mean God makes it very clear about his words. Whether you take it serious, literally or however it's written, that's what it is. Leave the evil stuff alone. If you choose to continue to, watch it, like we said, it's fine. It's no pressure. We just opted not to watch it because, like she said, I like happy fuzzy feeling. Now, do I love a good action movie? Of course I do. Do I like a good comedy movie? Oh
Mm-hmm.
yes, I like action packed movies. But that wasn't gonna give me action packed. That was gonna give me, oh my god, if I
Mm-hmm.
walk in somebody's basement, is something gonna get me down here? Or if I go in my living room, or one of my kids gonna be crawling backwards on the wall in the corner?
It's
I
even
don't.
different from like a suspense or a thriller movie.
Yeah,
It's still different because thrillers are kind of, or suspense, like you might be solving a crime, you
yeah.
might be
It's like
solving a
you
murder,
turn into a
or
detective for a little while.
yeah, so it's still a little different. So yeah, the furthest I'm gonna go was like suspense, but that's it. I mean, I don't need
Yeah, I don't want to be
anything
scared. I
further than
don't. I
that.
don't want anything to frighten me. I don't want to do all of that. When
Mm-hmm.
I was younger and I didn't know any better, then yeah, it was cool. It was fun because I didn't know any better. But now that I do know better, it's just certain things I just choose not to watch or I just choose not to listen to. And like I said, you do what you want. I'm not judging you. It's just an opinion. And
Mm-hmm.
just educating somebody who probably never even heard of this. Oh, I didn't know that if I watch stuff like that, it can, manifest
Mm-hmm.
demonic spirits or
Now my
whatever.
question is, I want to know, why did they name the movie The Deliverance? Well, because they tried to, but they didn't really. There, from what I understand, there was no deliverance.
Well, they said
Because for
she,
for us church people, the Pentecostals who know what we're talking about, you are delivered when you have expelled the demon, right? So that's deliverance. But according to what I've heard, that didn't happen in the movie. So why is it called the deliverance if there was none?
I guess because it at the end of the movie, from what I've done research. I've listened to different YouTubers who have watched it or listened to some people who watched the movie. I'm assuming that it's called The Deliverance because at the end of the movie, the lead character basically asked God to help her. And in that moment, God supposedly came and he delivered her from the evil spirit or whatever that was
Oh,
in her. That is the reason
but the
why
apostle in the movie was no help
she
in that.
wasn't able to do that. She was
But
not successful.
I heard some other things about the person who was supposed to be the apostle, that in the movie, although she was an apostle, there were like some questionable activities that she, I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. I'm just going by what I heard.
Like I said, I just listen to what other people say.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that was just yeah. I don't. I personally, I would not recommend anybody to watch that. Now, if you decide to watch it, I'm not gonna look at you different. Now, when you start acting crazy and you just start acting weird, I'm
Your
gonna be
head
like,
starts spinning around.
baby girl or sweetheart,
We
I'm
go.
gonna need you to get away from me with all of
I'm gonna
that.
dismiss myself from
I'm gonna
that
be like,
conversation.
we just. In conclusion,
In conclusion,
I think we
I
pretty
gotta learn
much
not to talk directly in there. That was too loud. In conclusion,
covered all of our bases of what we wanted to talk about.
yeah,
You can feel free to comment in
mm,
the comment
yeah.
section.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Like I said, no judgment, just
But
our
look,
opinion.
if you don't like our opinion, there's a way for you to state that you don't like our opinion without being rude.
Exactly.
Look, don't get popped.
Because I mean, like I'm saying, I'm not. We ain't coming for nobody.
Mm-mm.
You have free range to do what you want to do with your life. You have free
Yeah.
range to watch it, listen to whatever you want to. But just
Be
experiencing
careful.
certain
What?
things
Be
that
careful what you allow yourself to take in.
we've experienced
Be
is not
real.
smart.
Be mindful. Be
Excuse me.
use your better judgment. If you can watch those movies and you don't have no effect from them, fine, do what you want to do. But I know, as for me in my house, we don't like those.
Yep, we just gonna opt out and not
We
watching
don't
it.
like those, so
I'm fine
we
with
ain't
it.
gonna do it.
I'm good.
Get somebody else to do it. It won't be me.
There you go.
All right. Well, look, that's another one in the books, huh?
You gotta do better, man. We
We
gonna try
gotta
to
get.
keep
We're
it
gonna get this
consistent this time.
consistent thing. It's getting the right schedule. I mean, we both work.
A
And
lot.
got to wear a lot of hats. We're responsible for a lot of things. So it's finding what's a good schedule that we can keep up with consistently. So we're gonna work on that, and we're gonna be coming back more often. So our next topic is going to be. We said
I think our next topic, if we don't get a chance to watch The Forge and talk about that, I think we should talk about the pros and cons of AI
oh,
because
uh huh,
that is a very
uh
hot
huh,
topic now.
mhm.
A lot of people really think, "Oh my
I want to
God,
learn how to.
AI is
I want to
so
learn how to use
great."
it, but I want to learn how to use it because I don't want to be left out of the loop. But anyway, we can't really go into that right now because I'm gonna save that for when we talk about it.
Yep.
But yeah. So both of those are good topics for what's coming next. So stay tuned.
Yep. Again, leave your comments. We like to hear what you have to say. If you've experienced anything watching demonic movies, listening to certain things, hey, I love to hear it. I'm all for it. I
This,
like to hear it. Or how do you feel about the movie yourself? Like, how was it for you?
I'm kind of glad that we're done talking about it because this was a dark kind of. This video was dark. I didn't really like talking about it. I had a feeling just talking about it. It was like, nah, that's just not.
We like
That's
happy,
not what we
fuzzy,
do.
funny
Mm-mm.
over here.
Mm-mm.
But again, this is another episode of Unlock and Unlearn,
Yep.
where we unlock the truth and we unlearn the
Alright.
lies.
Oh, we didn't tell our names. I'm Lisa.
Again, I am Shanae.
Okay. And we're unlocking unlearn. Yep. So
Y'all be good humans to each other. Take care of each other. Tell somebody you love them because you never know what somebody else is going through. And that's
check
real
look check,
talk.
check on your people.
Check on your strong friends.
Yeah. And get look, show people some grace, right? Give people the benefit of the doubt. We ain't got to go 0 to 100 real quick. We can slow down. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes we take situations and think it's one way when it's really something totally different. So show somebody some grace.
Learn how to talk. Talking helps a lot. So until next time,
Mm-hmm. It's
we
been
will see
real.
you guys in the next video.